guys, and welcome back to Talk Podcast to Me. I'm your host, Courtney Gilroy, and today I have a very long time friend who is unfortunately long distance, so I am currently in Baltimore visiting her, and I would like to introduce my girl, Stephanie Orlando, also known as Slando.
Oh boy.
Hello.
You know I hate that nickname.
Oh, we love it so much, and you're stuck with it for life. So, we've been friends for 15 years? 14?
15. I think we counted.
I think we're at 15 now.
You're number 15.
Wow.
It's a long time.
How's it been?
That's like more than half my life.
Seriously. Actually.
We're still here.
I mean, you're still here, so I guess it's been going great.
Going strong.
I mean, I love this for us. So, we are going to share many stories.
We've gone through a lot together.
A lot.
High school, college,
Breakups,
moving away,
makeups.
lots of boys.
Lots of boys. Lots of breakups.
Lots of crying.
Lots of crying. Lots of happy times.
Yeah.
And the part of this podcast, as I said, I really wanted it to be having people come on that have made me who I am today. Obviously, Steph is one of them. She has been there for me through a lot of times where, you know, we all have those moments. We all have those years. And she's been there with me through the highs, the lows, and all of that. So let's get started. Where do we start? High school. We have to start in high school.
Yeah, where we met.
So we met through a mutual friend. We both cheered. She cheered for PC. I cheered for Saddlebrook. We both were competition cheerleaders. At the time, like, one of my friends growing up cheered for PC. Mm-hmm. So she brought me around a bunch of them. And I
think we just met at like a house.
Yeah, it was like a house party.
Yeah.
We met at a house party, and we literally, we were trying to think about how we started talking, and we just like, it was just an instant, like, hit it off. Like, every time we would see each other at, like, parties, we would always just, like, gravitate towards each other and talk, laugh. Like, I'm very, if I could just be myself and just, like, find someone that I could just, like, I'm just a weirdo. Like, I'm just a weirdo, and if I could just find someone who's equally just be, like, weird with me.
You're calling me weird.
No, we're just weird. Like, we just have, like, we just literally could look at each other and, like, not even have to talk, and we just know. Like, if I know I have that.
Oh my gosh, do you remember that time we had a complete conversation in the kitchen?
Oh my god, I do remember that. It was when we were in Delaware. It was when we went to, there was multiple times. Oh, I remember that one. That was with ex-boyfriend number 2.
So I've been there since ex-boyfriend number 1.
You've been there since ex-boyfriend number 1. The breakup of that one.
Yeah. That
was rough. You've been there for all of them. But yeah, I actually think we got closer during college years because you went to University of Delaware and we both love horses. So I feel like that was definitely something we both bonded over.
Yeah.
For sure. And
we go riding together.
We used to go riding together when you would come home.
Hang out before. Like, in high school too.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then because I found a place when I was in high school.
Yep.
I was in beauty school, and I was like, oh my! You asked me, and I was like, Steph, come with me. And then we went a couple times, and we have so many just memories with that alone. And then I took a trip to your upstate house. No, that was during like college years, I guess. It's gonna all be a blur. We're just gonna really be backtracking a lot.
And when Courtney says that she spent a weekend at my house upstate, she slept for like 48 straight hours.
The whole. So, also going back to that time, that was ex-boyfriend number 2.
Number 2 was pretty exhausting.
That was exhausting. Nothing bad on him. I will not talk shit about any of my exes on this. They all molded me to be who I am today. But at that time in my life, I was young. You know, when you're young and you're in a relationship, you think you're going to marry this person and whatever, you just don't want to give it up because it was just more so like just the way things were. And I didn't want to give it up, and it was just not a good relationship. And I was exhausted that weekend, and I had a weekend where we literally had no cell service. So it was very nice, and I was so relaxed.
Ex-boyfriend number 2 has actually been up there too.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been up there.
Oh, I wish I could share those stories. Can't share those stories. Let's just say your house was a lot of fun.
All right, so ex-boyfriend number 2, we went through our college years. You came to visit me at school.
Which was also, every time I feel like I visited you, I think I was also fighting with him.
Were you with him through
I was
all
with
of
him,
those
not
college
through
years?
all of your college years, because I did actually break up with him, and it was when I turned 21. I was single at 21. Oh wait, no. Because we were going into the bars. Oh, yeah, your birthday weekend, I remember we went to Grotto's. Grotto's is good. So Kate.
Some blue hens out there.
Oh,
know what a Slater race is like.
Yeah, so I was definitely single around that time, but that's where I also met. It's called Protein Boy. Let's call him. He's gonna be called Protein Boy. That's it. We're back. We needed an intermission on that one. I don't know. That came out of nowhere. And it's an insider.
That's really accurate.
It is so accurate.
I'm crying still.
That's gonna be his name.
All right.
So I was going to visit you.
Yeah.
Not all the time when I was getting in fights or whatever. It just always so happened to be around that. So that actually,
it's a good getaway.
It was a good getaway, but also too, like, to have a conversation going back to that is something I have learned through Steph of, like, do you really want to be with someone even if you love them so much that every time you go away you're fighting? And that was also like, hey, I'm going to visit Steph this weekend, and it was just a fight, and it was just, again, I don't want to shit talk them, and we're young, and that is something that now when I'm older, like, there's some people that I've seen in relationships that, like, they go out and their significant other are fighting with them for going out and living their life. Like, I'm happy I got that over with when I was younger to learn. I will never tolerate that.
Yeah.
And that is something that, again, I would spend, like, me and Steph would go out and she would take my phone. She'd be like, you're not going to be on your phone. We're going to have fun. And we would have the best time. And I'm like, I'm going to deal with it tomorrow because at the end of the day, I know it's going to, like, be fine.
Yeah.
And I kept going back. I kept saying it. We never ended. I finally just had enough. And I was just like, listen, like, I love you. I care about you. I just can't do this anymore. And I remember calling Steph when I actually woke her up. It was like 3 a.m. Do you remember that one? It was like 3 a.m. Huh?
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, it was like 3 a.m. and you were like, are you okay? And I was like, if I called her, there was a couple times I've called you, like, super early in the morning. And I was like, yeah, no, I ended things. And, like, at that time, it was like, girl who cried breakup, like, okay, you're gonna get back together.
It was on and off for a little while.
Yeah, okay, you're gonna get back together, blah, blah, blah. But, like, again, we've had some good times, like, again, we'll get into that. But, yeah, so I remember visiting her, and it was your 21st birthday weekend. I think I took my sister's ID that weekend. Pretty sure.
Yeah, because you weren't.
I wasn't 21
yet.
I'm pretty sure I took my sister's ID. Wasn't she pregnant? She was pregnant. She was pregnant with Luke.
That would have been...
Yeah, she was pregnant with Luke, because when I was dating that person, she was, Okay, so yeah, I think I took my sister's ID that weekend, whatever, and we went out, and...
Had a great time.
Great time. Couple frat parties that we've gone to. That was prior to that.
Frat parties, yeah.
I met Protein Boy before we even were 21.
Protein Boy was in the picture for a while.
Protein
Boy is...
We're still friends.
That,
yeah, he's still in the picture. We're friends.
And so, yeah, so after college, I obviously moved to Baltimore. So
she did.
We have not been friends in the same state
in years.
Since 2013.
That's crazy. And
10 years.
Kept that going.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, yes, it's hard. Long distance relationships and friendships are hard.
What's harder, a long distance friendship or a long distance relationship?
I'll define long distance relationship.
Are you in a relationship?
Oh gosh.
We'll get back to that.
All right, let's get back to that, but that's gonna be a fun story.
But yeah, we've made it work.
We made it work. It's honestly like, I look at coming to visit you as just a relaxing time and to get away. Like, I feel like when I'm home, I'm just like stressed. So, like, I love to come visit you. Like, even if, like, we one time spent a weekend literally just, like, on the couch.
Yeah.
And it was, like, great.
Yeah, I don't know what it means that, like, every time you come to visit me, you, like, really catch up on sleep sometimes.
I just relax. I mean,
but
we do go out, we have fun, and then we're just like, all right, like, I value our time. Like, we could literally, that's like what I love about my friendship with you and just like all my friends is like, we don't always have to entertain each other. Like, we could literally just like sit in each other's presence and like hop in and out of conversations. That's also actually, I'll say a thing that's hard about long distance friendships and relationships or whatever, is you are spending 24 hours with someone. Yeah. So like you have to be so comfortable with someone and like you're really getting to know them. Like I remember my first trip out to visit you, like when you were living at the apartment, like we both realized like we like to like clean up immediately. So like we got along great. And I feel like we never like didn't really get along in like those aspects because like I feel like we're both so OCD. Yeah. So like we need to
tidy.
Yeah.
We both tidy. And in
like
different aspects, like I'll clean up the kitchen all day long. Like Courtney makes 5 meals a day.
5 meals a day. I make her bed
snacks.
Usually.
Yeah, I went upstairs this morning and my bed was made and I was confused.
It was me. She's like, did I have a maid come? Like, what's going on? It was me.
But yeah, when you come, it definitely just is more important for us to spend time together. Like, we prioritize hanging out and, like,
catching up and going out and having fun. We're getting older now, so we kind of really can't hang that much anymore.
We are old.
We're 28.
So, Courtney and I went out for my birthday this year, and we...
That was it. It was last year. No, this year we went to Cowtown. We're at the rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
It was last year.
Oh, my God. So last year we went out for my birthday. We were even younger than we are right now.
We were hungover for 2 days.
We did not get out of bed that entire
Oh, my God.
day. We ordered Chick-fil-A at 2 different times of the day because we were taking turns.
Like, rethinking about it.
Puking.
Yeah, she has 2 bathrooms, thank God. Actually, I have 3. So, thank God.
But those 2 bathrooms
were designated for one another.
Yeah, yours is the hallway.
At one point, we switched. Because I was in one. It was rough. We made friends. Like, every time we go out, this is what's so fun about us. Every time we go out, we just make friends.
Yeah.
Like, everywhere. And
turn into a little social butterfly.
Yeah, we just like I don't even know, and it's not even like we're not those girls that like go out. We want to meet guys. Like that's never our intentions ever. We literally go out like we make friends with girls. We make friends with guys. Like we literally just like vibe with people, and like that's why we like have the Seagills Slando thing because it's like our alter ego comes out, and we just like I don't even know. We just have so much fun. And that night for her birthday, like. Obviously, like, we met the bartender from the other bar that was completely dead, and she's like, come out with me afterwards, whatever. And she got us hammered. I remember I called, and at that point, we were pretty drunk. We had shots waiting for us and a drink, and I was like, let me call an Uber now. We'll finish that. It's a shot. And then by the time we're in the car on the way home, I'm going to be spinning. Like.
And I am grateful for you that night.
Oh my gosh.
Getting me home.
I remember calling Voldemort. I remember that. I remember I called Voldemort and I was like.
Also calling.
Yeah, somebody.
We do have to take each other's phones away from
one another. But I called him because I had the spin so bad, and we're in Baltimore, and like we weren't in the best area. I don't think that night.
We were in okay.
It was I just was like being precautious, and I was like, "Hi, this is my location. Just make sure I get to here. This is where Steph lives. Just can you just watch it?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're good." And I hung up, and that was like my only conversation with him. And he like stayed up to watch to make sure I got to your house
at like 2 in the morning.
It was like 2 in the morning. Didn't wash my makeup off, and that was a night. That was a fun night though.
That was a night.
That was probably the last time I think I've gotten that drunk. Nope, it's not. But okay. It's not.
Well, that was definitely the last time I've been that drunk.
Oh my God, that was so rough. Do you remember that one time in college when we went out? It was a frat party, and I had to bring you food to work, and you couldn't even get a Gatorade, and you didn't make it to the car, and you threw up outside of Walgreens or something?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So something to know about me.
I think your mom was like mad at me coming to visit because she thought that we were just partiers.
My mom thinks you're a bad influence on me.
And I'm not. I'm definitely not.
Am I allowed to mention weed on here?
Yeah.
Because my mom also knows that you're the one that made me, like, got me into my smoking phase.
So that was also ex-boyfriend number 2?
Ex-boyfriend number 2 really did us dirty.
Yeah, that was a fun time. Do you remember that time where we had to pick him up from a party and he was so drunk and he was smoking a cigarette and we had him fully convinced that he burnt off his eyebrow?
He's like, no way.
And we're like, we didn't even look at each other. We just full blown went in on it. And like, that's what I love about us. Like, we just like know and we just go in on the pranks. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, your eyebrow came off.
The night that we were like, literally were talking to each other telepathically.
That might have been.
In the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was the night. But yeah, we had him fully convinced that his eyebrow came off for like a good 5 minutes. Like, he was freaking out.
But we do have him to thank for our nicknames. So
yeah, that's true. We have good nicknames.
Thank you, ex-boyfriend number 2, for Seagulls and Sland.
And if you listen to this, don't get mad at me that I'm talking about you.
And we love you.
We still love you.
You're doing well.
God bless. Glad we can be friends now. Ooh, what else do we got?
Alright, so we went through some boys, we went through college.
Can we talk about we said when we turned 21, we were gonna go to Nashville. I think we were like 22. I just started dating Voldemort.
Yeah.
I just started dating Voldemort.
It was right in the beginning.
It was 22.
Yeah, because I did a little disappearing act. I remember. I made friends.
And you also are to blame for that relationship, so, I mean, thank you.
That is my fault.
And honestly...
it taught you so much.
It taught me a lot. It taught me a lot in my life. I won't talk bad about him. His name is Voldemort because at one point in life he was the one who should not be named, and I love Harry Potter, so he knows it. He knows his name is Voldemort.
But so one thing that Courtney and I definitely love is a country bar with a mechanical bull. And that's the night you met him.
Yes.
What was that bar in New Jersey?
Oh, I still don't even know. It wasn't.
It might be closed now.
It is closed now. It was, I don't know.
Something. But we went there.
And this is the story. She had a friend that was interested in me.
Oh my gosh.
And, yeah. And at the time she was talking to one of my friends, so we all went out.
Who was it supposed to be with?
Oh, you know. Jesus. You know. Jesus. I called him Jesus. This is all going on, so. Okay, you get it? Okay. Anyway. So, he was a part of the friend group.
Yeah.
And she never showed me pictures at all. I wasn't newly single. I was single for like a year. Like after me and ex number 2 broke up, normally I feel like girls go through like a hoe phase and just like live it up. Like I didn't. I hooked up with one person after that. Cowboy.
Mm-hmm. I love these nicknames.
Oh, it's so great.
Never gets old.
So I never had a one night stand in my life, actually, still currently. We'll get to that second story though. So yeah, ex-boyfriend number 2, I did not want anything. Backtrack, I love cowboys. We're really hopping all over the place. I love cowboys, obviously. Let's just say I went to a show and
that's a story.
I met a cowboy. That's a good story. You know exactly who I'm talking about. And met him and...
show, but sure.
I don't want to say exactly what it is because it's going to give a lot of it away.
Okay.
And I don't think that person wants me to talk about it.
That's fair.
Yeah. So, I'm going to say too, before I started this podcast, I reached out to a bunch of people to ask their permission of things that I can and can't talk about. And out of respect for them, I'm not going to fully give up a lot of things. So I'm trying to get around the story without giving too much up. But let's just say after that relationship from ex number 2, met a cowboy. And we went on a date, and I thought that was going to be my first ever one-night stand. It didn't turn into one. We were friends. We're actually cool. We still kind of randomly talk. And yeah, so then after that, I was like, I'm not going to date this kid. He doesn't even live here. He lives like states away. And then I was single for a year, so like going back to like where I was, and I was just like, I really just wanted to I had a lot of just things from my past relationships, not just one, both at the time. And I was like, I just want to have fun. I'm 21, turning 22, like whatever. Like, let me just like live it up. So at the time, me and Steph were going out. And she had a friend that was interested in me. And I had no idea what he looked like. And I was just like, we'll see. So I remember we were out at our friend's house. And I saw Voldemort. And I thought he was who she wanted to hook me up with. So I was like,
It was not.
It was not.
Just
and I
so
was
that
like,
you're aware.
Is that him? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, is he single? And she's like, I know, right? Brody's sleeping. Oh, he's having a nightmare. So then he and I met that night and Mechanical Bull, and that was my pickup line. I was like, I bet you I could stay on a bull longer than you.
And this has been your pickup line for the past 10 years.
If there's a freaking bull out and I'm around people, you better believe a girl's challenging them.
It literally came out last night.
Yeah. I won. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so she's to thank for that, which again, learned a lot, and I won't say anything about him.
Best decision ever.
Yeah, that was a lot of years.
But it got us here.
Yeah. And we were closer from even that, and like going back to that. So we had a trip. We just hopped all over the place.
Oh my gosh, we were talking about Nashville. Okay.
So we had a trip planned, and I just started dating this guy.
Yeah.
And
you guys were like talking.
And I was so nervous for a trip because I was so used to going away with someone and somebody being like, you can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And we were going away with 2 guys.
Yeah.
And like I planned this trip when I was single, and like we weren't talking to them at all. Like they were literally just friends.
Like we were sleeping in one room.
Yeah, like it was like there was actually like 3 bedrooms. Like it was not a trip like that. And I remember telling him like I had this trip planned way before I met you, and he was like, okay, like have fun. Like, and I remember he didn't even bother me. He was just like, why are you on your phone? Like have fun, like whatever. And
which is normal.
Which is normal, and it taught me so much of like, wow, this is what a normal relationship is. Like that's crazy.
This is
normal. I can go out with my friends and someone trusts me. That's crazy. So anyway, that trip was our first trip to Nashville.
Yeah, and it was amazing.
It was the best trip ever. We got someone that we were with to drunkenly swim in a waterfall. Yeah. A public, like, monument waterfall.
Yeah.
No, like, around the full thing. The way, I don't even understand how we get people to do some things. And I don't even know what, yeah, true. Yeah. But I don't even know what happened with me and Steph. Like, she gets in this mode. It's Slando mode. She gets in this mode where, like, she doesn't want to leave something and she'll just, like, go off on her own. And then I'm like,
I just feel like I'm having such a great time. I want to enjoy it with everybody.
Yeah. So like, she just like, I thought she went to the bathroom. She just left the bar.
I went to a different bar.
And this is like with prior to like find my iPhone.
Yeah.
I think
it was my new friend's birthday, and I went to go take birthday drinks at a
she's
different
in
bar.
a different bar, and I'm like, where the hell is this girl?
Calls me
pissed. I'm like, where the fuck are you? We don't know these people. So I'll never forget. I'm walking on the street of Nashville. It's like across the street, like 2 different bars down. And a lot of bars in Nashville, like you see through the windows, whatever. She was at like a bar, and I think I turned a corner. And I just see her just dancing, and I run in like if I understand why moms pull their kids by their ears sometimes. Like, listen to me. Yeah. I remember I got in.
It was like my mom coming to pick me up.
It was like bitch face, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, this is our first time in Nashville. Nashville is huge, and like now it's even like bigger than what it was then, but like these bars didn't have like multiple, like they had multiple floors, but there were a lot of people who were just on the bottom floor. Like there was one bar there that had a DJ, and that was the bar we were at, and she left because she's like, I want live music. And I'm like, I like the DJ. And she's like, we've been here so long. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the bathroom, whatever. Or like, I don't even know. I think we went to get another drink. I don't even remember. All of a sudden I turn around, she's gone.
Me either.
She's gone. And I'm like,
my mom, aka Seagulls, came to pick me up from a party, and I was embarrassed, and I was like, stop embarrassing me in front of my friends.
And I was like, they're not your friends.
I'm
like, and I was like, what's their names? And you're like, friend number 1 and 2.
I have the hardest time remembering names. Okay,
oh,
that's not fair.
I know. Given last night.
I met so many friends last night.
You did. You're
And
like,
I
wait,
met
what was her
another
name?
birthday friend last night.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
love celebrating people's birthdays.
I got them to play 50 Cent.
And
in the club.
I did not remember his name all night.
I still don't know his name.
I do. Because he texted me. Because I gave him my number to come to my house.
Oh, yeah, we wanted to play games afterwards. I'm like, I want to go to sleep now. Oh, that was a good time.
Yeah.
And what other trips? Ocean City. You've come on my family trips before.
Yeah, we've gone to Ocean City together. We went to Nashville a second time.
We went to Nashville
we
second
went
time.
with a
So,
giant group.
let's talk about that trip. So, me and Steph, that was one time we didn't talk.
So we have to talk about first, like, our biggest fight ever.
Okay, that was our only fight in 15 years. That was our only fight. To be honest, I do remember. Okay, so this is where it's gonna kind of be like
Here
perspectives.
comes fight number 2.
Oh god. So this is gonna be like perspectives. I was going through breakup with Voldemort, and I was in a like I'm sad phase. I came to Baltimore to come visit. She was in a new relationship, which I was very happy for. I'm never not happy for my friends and being in relationships, but she was just like wanted to hang out with him a lot, and I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you in months. I just want to spend like one day without like him, and I want to be with you. So there was like kind of like a disconnect there, and she's like, but I want you to get to know him because I'm dating him and like whatever. I was like, great, I already hung out with him as much as I wanted to, and it was just kind of Steph, I love you to death, but she gets very stubborn, and I think after that trip I was just like, you're a bad friend, and I'm like, okay, I'm a bad friend, and I just think we were both very stubborn, and we just didn't talk for a little bit.
We did not talk for
months.
A long time, yeah.
I think we followed each other on Instagram at one point.
Maybe you did, but I didn't.
I don't know. No, I think you unfollowed me.
That second Nashville trip.
So that second Nashville trip, I think you reached out to me and you're like, I'm gonna go to Nashville. I was like, great, I love
our
it.
Our friend group was
so
going.
Yeah, and that was Voldemort's friend group.
Yeah.
So I still stayed friends with him. He didn't come. And she was.
Yeah.
He
I
was.
didn't even remember that he didn't come.
Yeah, he was working.
Yeah. And
school.
so it was my friend group, and so we both were kind of like looking to go on this friend group trip, except for that we were not on speaking terms.
And I was like, dude, like, I don't care, I still have so much love for you. Like, I'm like, okay. And like, I think immediately, the trip started off very interesting, and I think me and you again just picked right back up where we left off, because
we were like, we know how to do Nashville.
Yeah, we know how to do Nashville. That's why, this is why the trip started, because we were ready to go out to Broadway. We're like, let's fucking go to Broadway. Like, Broadway girls coming out.
And we're like there for a period of time. And we
were there for, you were there shorter than I was, because you made it a quick trip because you were in school for your master's, so you had to be back. And I remember they wanted to just stay. They wanted to stay, sleep, and they wanted to stay at the
house
and drink. And me and you were like, no. And I think me and you looked at each other, we're like, fuck everything that happened, let's talk it out real quick.
We went out by ourselves.
And we're like, let's go out. And I remember we actually walked back. It was like a long walk. Do you remember that? And that's where we talked everything out. The gulch.
The gulch,
yeah.
And then we were like scootering around.
Do you remember I ran into one of my friends' boyfriends?
Yeah.
And then, that was funny.
And then when I left,
I hung out with them because I kept running into them. Yeah, so that was a fun trip. Nashville.
So where else have we gone?
Oh, good old Nashville. Should I just get it out of the way?
So, Courtney's been to Nashville a few more times than I have.
I've been to Nashville a couple times.
And
I went how many times? This past time was my 6th time. So, yeah. My last trip to Nashville. Not this one. Not this one, the one before that. I went with Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
I was a Broadway girl.
You were.
I was a Broadway girl. And I remember...
Put it in.
What?
Cute
I know. Should we just get into it? Alright, let's just get into it, because, again, I gotta update you guys on my life. You know, we have so much. We have so much to catch up on. So...
Cue Mr. None of Your Business.
Again, I'm never gonna talk shit about anybody.
Yeah.
And...
There's nothing to talk shit on.
There's nothing to talk shit on. Yeah. Honestly, something about me and Steph that we both equally are very like, we can be so chill with our exes or like anyone that we've talked to. Like if I know it doesn't work out, fine, it doesn't work out. I just gotta go through the like grieving of like it breaking up and whatever, and then like I'm good to go.
Yeah, like I have no goodwill.
Yeah, I don't no ill will. No ill will.
Because it's not worth your effort.
It's not worth it, and
like,
it's just like it was a part of my life. It's just I know that like there's no reason to hash it out. So I give people nicknames, and at this point in my life where this was last year, I haven't shared anybody on Instagram since Voldemort, and even that, like I learned through him, like, you know, sometimes guys like their privacy. Like I don't like to say I have a platform, but I do in a sense, and like. And
you're sharing a lot.
I share a lot of my life, and I just like a little bit of my life private. And like even with this podcast, like yeah, you guys know a lot about my life, and you're gonna know a lot about my life, but I'm still going to keep a lot of things. Like I'm not gonna go in depth of, you know, my relationships in like a lot of aspects, but like I'm gonna show what I've learned or whatever. So. I learned that my next relationship or whatever it is, even like dates that I've gone on, like if they were like kind of getting to that point of like, you know, you're in your talking phase and you get to that point where you're like, okay, just don't want anybody to bother me anymore out of respect for this person, but we're not in a relationship. So like my big thing is posting someone's hand. So like somebody
Soft
knows. Soft launch. So anyway, I go to Nashville with Alyssa, and it was the first night out. And I could tell the story with Alyssa on too, but, you know, let's just lay it out here now. First night out, I never, again, at this point in life, had a one-night stand. Sorry, Mom, Dad, if you're listening to this.
She has nights that might turn into a one-night stand, and then somehow they keep sticking around.
No, besides Cowboy, every person I've, like, dated.
Cowboy came around a few times.
Cowboy, yeah. Anyway... So, I go to Nashville, and at that time, on that trip, it was a girls' trip. It was that I don't care, I'm having fun, whatever. So, I went to Jason Aldean, and I didn't even see him. Alyssa pointed him out to me, and she was like, look at this kid. And I was like, he definitely has a girlfriend. Beautiful. I was like, he's so hot. I was like, the jawline, the blue eyes, like, shit. Like, she knows my type. She knows it, you know.
Young looking.
Well, I'm a cougar. Anyway, so fast forward to that night. And that night, his one friend went upstairs, and I like one of his other. He was with like a group of people. He was with a group of people.
He's got a lot of friends.
Yeah, he has a lot of friends. And I remember I was trying to get away from one of his friends talking to us, and I remember seeing his one friend trying to get away from like girls talking to him, and I was just like, all right, wait, let's go upstairs. Like, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like, this guy's annoying me. And then I see none of your business. He's not even, like, approaching me. I'm like, why isn't this kid? I'm like, he definitely has a girlfriend. So,
Are you making eye contact with him? Does he know you exist at this point?
Yeah, he literally was friends with that friend group that was, like, talking to us. He totally saw me, like, did not even, like, come over me. He's literally, like, just straight up, like, with the boys. Like, I'm like... like you would think that like somebody that good looking would just like, I genuinely will say I thought that he would have been an asshole, and I was like, he's definitely just gonna be like that guy, like go to a girl or like whatever, because there was like some of his friends in his friend group doing that and would come back to the boys and then go to a different girl and like whatever, and he was just like straight up just with the guys, and I'm like, whatever. So me being me, I was like, I got it, you gotta talk to one of the friends to get you. So I found the friend that was in a relationship, and I knew he was trying to get away from the girls. So I remember being upstairs, and I saw him, and the girls followed him, and I walked over by him, and I was like, oh, did you get my drink? And he just like looked at me, and I was like, I got you. And I turned to the girls, I was like, you guys could go.
The hero of the night.
Yeah, and I was like, you guys could go, and I'm just a people reader. I just get it, like I just read people, whatever. So I remember like the girls walked away, and I said, I clearly could tell you're in a relationship. I was downstairs, and I was like literally hanging out with your friends. I saw you with all of us. And I saw those two girls just wouldn't leave you alone. Like, he's like, you're very observant. I'm like, I am. He's like...
You're like, I'm stalking you because I want your friend.
Yeah. So, he was like, he's like, I'm married, but like, I was like, well, your wife is so lucky because like, you literally left your boys and like, we're trying to get away from these people. And he's like, I have friends that are single. And he's like, they're coming upstairs probably soon because I left. And I'm like, all right, Q, they all come upstairs. And like when I tell you this group of guys, they were very handsome. I will say they were very handsome. And I was like, great, him. And he was like, oh, good choice.
That one.
And I was like, and I remember looking at Alyssa, I was like, if I was to ever have a one night stand, I don't even fucking care. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like,
who
it
cares?
is what it is.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Whatever. If you guys saw him, well, if you kept up with none of your business, you saw him, so.
Check the Instagram. Go find the post. I'll put the date in for you.
Oh, man. No, I don't have any posts on my... Oh, he's on my Glow Commando. Yep, you're right. He's on Glow Commando.
He's definitely in a video somewhere.
On my personal page. Sorry, guys, you're not getting that.
Ooh, sorry.
Anyway, but... Yeah, so, he went over, he goes, order shots. I was like, okay. He went over, he gets him, he comes over to me, Q, we did not stop talking. And this is where, so me and Steph like to make up random ass identities. And I was like, let me just see. No, I
just Courtney likes to make up random identities.
like to make up random shit.
You went to Harvard last night, so.
Oh, so, I'm glad you brought that up. So.
And you went to Harvard in Nashville too. She loves this one.
We were bullshitting and talking. Again, he knew my name, whatever. Didn't tell him what I do for work. And again, like, he's beautiful. I knew like what he did and I didn't think anything else. And I was just like, all right, cool. So we didn't talk about colleges. So at this point, he's like, oh, where'd you go to school? Oh, no. Yeah, he's like, what do you do? And I was like, I'm a lawyer. He's like, oh, it's awesome. Like, where'd you go to school? Or like, whatever. And I was like, oh, I went to Harvard. He was like, oh shit, we probably could have met each other. And I was like,
you're like, oh no.
And I'm like, and it's like a couple drinks deep. We're probably like talking for like an hour. And like, I don't even know what we were talking about. But like, now we got into the conversation of like, what do you do for work? And I was like, what do you mean? We could have met each other. And he's like, well, I got accepted there full ride. No, not full ride. He got accepted there. I don't think it was a full ride, but like he got accepted to West Point full ride. And I remember just looking at him and I go, so like the thing is, you're smart. And
I lied.
I didn't even go to college. And I like barely got through high school. So you're smart. Wow. Didn't know that. And then I like actually told him what I did. And he was like laughing. And he like, I think like called me out. He's like, what made you think like whatever? I was like, I don't know. I just like you literally could have fooled me. I thought you were just gonna be like some jock like douchebag whatever, and like he wasn't. Like I will say like very very put together, very respectful guy, very nice. Yeah.
Lesson of the night.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And then
and don't lie about your identity.
Yeah.
Unless you're just having fun.
Yeah. So cue the fun part. We had a good time. Yeah,
we could skip past
We're going to skip past that because parents. Anyway, and then we ran into each other again during the Nashville trip. So again, we literally actually bullshitted and talked till like 4 a.m, like about just life and just like relationships and whatever. And like, honestly, I'll say like, it's so nice to like not have any expectations. I did not think I was ever going to see this kid again ever after this trip. I was like, maybe if he ever comes to Jersey, I'll see him, whatever. Never did I think I was going to go visit there. Like I had no expectations. So it was very nice to just have such raw conversations and fully be myself. So I was like, all right, left the night. I was like, if you're ever in Jersey, hit me up, blah, blah, whatever. And he's like, you got it. So nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. So we run into each other.
We'll never see each other again.
Yeah. We run into each other like 2 days later, which he said that he saw me the day after, which I didn't see him. And yeah, he said he saw me. And I was like, oh, okay. I actually reached out to him and I was like, oh, meet me here. And I ended up falling asleep. So I never met up with him. And then the next day, I forgot where we were. We were at like a random bar. I think we were at Dirk's Bentley. Yeah, we were at Dirk's Bentley. And I remember going upstairs and I like walked in and I saw his friends and I'm like, oh fuck, like this is awkward. Like, and Nashville's very big, but it's also small. So you don't really think you're gonna run into someone. So yeah, ran into him again. And let's just say afterwards he kept in contact with his job. He can't really leave. Like he can't really just like up and leave. Like if he did, it was just kind of like
I think you could
local.
Say, like, what his like.
He's in the army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's
he can't like if anything he could do like driving things, but yeah. So I remember I called him once in January And I was like, just like on a whim. Like I went to dinner and I was just like, this is like October and now we're in January. Never once called him. Nothing. And
Were you drunk?
What?
Were you drunk?
I had a couple glasses of wine.
Okay, so you had some liquid courage in you.
I was feeling myself. I was like, you know what? I want to fucking see this kid. So I remember I was like, what are the odds you come to Jersey? He was like, what? And I was like, come to Jersey. And he's like, honestly, if I do, it has to be like end of January. And I was like, all right. And I was free that weekend. And I was like, come. So he's like, all right, it's not that easy. Like I have to put in a request and whatever. So he came to visit me. And now this is where you don't know someone. And you're spending a weekend with them. You're about to freaking like get to know them. Like
staying in a hotel with them.
You're staying in a hotel with them.
How they sleep.
You know how they sleep.
Get ready at night. Get
everything.
Wake up in
like
the morning.
Yeah, like everything. So like I feel like got to know each other fast. So like that trip, we like every time like we would go out like or visit each other, like we would always have like a date night. Like so we like did a date night and then like we did like a night out. Like we only had he flew in like Friday night and got like landed at like 12:30. And we didn't even like, did we go out? No, we didn't go out. We actually got locked out of the hotel room. So imagine not seeing someone. Yeah, imagine not seeing someone, not even knowing them. Oh, this is funny. So like the hotel room doors have like those like locks that like push open like this. We went to go get ice because they sent us champagne to the room.
And why'd you both have to go get the ice?
Well, he just walked out. I don't know. We were just like bullshitting and talking. He's like, I'll just come with you like down the hallway. Like we were literally just talking and catching up. Like it's only happened one other time in this like hotel. And
why do you know the stats?
Because we had to go down. Mind you, I have lingerie on underneath a sweatshirt. I have sweatpants on, and I'm like ready to see this kid after not seeing him for like 6 months. Or not even 6 months. Oh my god, duh. I was thinking the last time after 2 months. I was thinking okay. Anyway, I'll get there. So yeah, we got locked out. We have no shoes on. We have to go to the lobby and we're like, we have to get into this hotel room. Like we're locked out. Like we like legit, it just like they had to have an engineer come like on site that had a tool for just in case this happened. It took the guy an hour to get us back in.
Oh my gosh.
So we finally get back in.
With this stranger.
Like literally like I'm like, I don't even know this kid. Like this is so embarrassing. Like whatever. So we just like hit it off and like we really genuinely like I don't know, we just like had such a like a vibe together. So at that time we didn't know when we were gonna see each other again because he was in a training and I knew he was gonna go away. He was going away to ranger school. So we didn't know when he was going away. So like we didn't have any like set plans, but he was just like, listen, like it was just like a fun thing. It was just fun. When we saw each other and whatever. So after that trip, we kept in contact. And now he actually went to ranger school, and this was April. And either April or May. I can't remember exactly. April or May. So we didn't talk for like a couple months. And he said after that, I actually had a trip planned to Georgia. And that's where he was stationed. And I was like, listen, if you're out, and I'm already going to be there, so I just didn't book a flight home. And I was like, if you're out when I'm there, I'll just come visit you. And he was like, all right, I'm down for that. So fast forward, he gets out of Ranger, hits me up, he passes, we keep in contact, whatever. He was in Philly when I was on my way to Ocean City. And I stopped by to go see him.
I always forget that.
Yeah. And we met, and we haven't seen each other at this point. It was 6 months. And it was so, like, it was like no time passed. Like we like, again, just hit it off, whatever. He's like, dude, I'm excited to see you when you come to Georgia. I'm like, great. Again, no expectations. I never even asked him what it was. It was just fun for me. I was like, great. Like, you're handsome. You're a good person. We just talked. Like, it was just, I never said like, are you talking to anyone else? I didn't care. I didn't want to know. So fast forward.
I'd say that you didn't care. You
cared,
but
I cared, but also too, like I was talking to people too.
Yeah.
So like I can't say anything. Like I was. How can you get mad at someone for doing something when you know you're doing the same thing? So like there was people that I would text, like, you know, like it wasn't a serious thing. We didn't know. If you counted how many times we hung out, it was like
minimal.
Like 10 maybe. So now this is where we really started to like get to know each other. So I went there in the beginning of August, and I was staying on base with him, and he was like, oh, by the way, I'm coming to Jersey for your birthday. And I was like, what? Because we talked about doing a trip, and I was like, I like casually said, I was like, oh, come to Jersey for my birthday, and I didn't really bring it back up. And he booked it, and he surprised me, and I was like, oh shit, like, this kid likes me, I think? Like, what? And I'm like, again, I've been out of the game for a while. Like, Voldemort, I was with him not even a couple months. I dated him.
Like, officially
together
for
3
maybe,
months.
like 2 or 3 months.
Unofficially together
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
We were an on again, off again. So like I was so used to that. So that's where my Nashville girls trip came into play. And yeah, it was just it was a good time. And so now this is like my first something that I genuinely took more serious. And I was like, oh shit, I don't even know how to act. I'm like, what? So I remember we just had like a conversation about just like whatever. And at this point, none of your business kind of started. I posted him like briefly, but like very randomly. So at this point, I was spending like days with him, and people were like, wait, what are you doing in Georgia? Like, I was getting messages. I was like, and then like we would go on like a date, and then like I posted like none of your business. I went to a fight, and he showed up, so like I posted that. So yeah, it kind of like became a thing.
Up. You were planning.
No, yeah,
you guys this whole
we
time,
had that
like,
plan.
You
like
kept having times where you would meet up and like see each other. So it wasn't just like they so casually happened to be at the same fight in a different state.
No. My one friend was like had the fight, so like he met up with us there.
You were both putting effort into it.
And so then we hit it off, and he came to visit me for my birthday. Had a great weekend. And then I surprised him and actually went back with him to Georgia. And at this point, we knew that he was moving. So we knew he was moving. So it was already a long distance thing, which, it was hard. And also, too, like, when we met, we both were getting out of something. Like, granted, mine was a very long time coming. His was very soon. So he wasn't ready for anything, and I knew that, and I was just like, whatever. So again, we hit it off.
I also remember that
he's younger than me. He's younger than me. I'm a cougar. I'm not even gonna lie. Guys. And so
what was the age difference? Like 5 years?
Yeah, he's 23, I'm 28.
Okay.
Cougar. Courtney Cougar. Anyway, so, I'm giving you guys this was my summer, and I had a good summer, and like, this is also, it was very hard to come visit Steph, because anytime I had to travel or whatever, my free weekends, I was going over there. Yeah. I got stuck there an extra couple days. That was very interesting. But I knew that he was moving. So he was actually moving to Texas, and it was not going to be easier. And he was now getting into his role of work. And I was like, you know what? And honestly, too, like, we had a fun time, and I definitely learned a lot about myself. And that is something I do take on any relationship I've been in, is I don't get sad about it anymore. I think about, what did I learn from that person, and who have I become from it? And I will say, like, he brought out the confidence in me, in the sense of, like, I lost a lot of my confidence with Voldemort, because I was just chasing for years, and there was a lot of shit that we went through. And again, he gave me full permission to share a lot of this. Like, there was a lot, like, we were single, we weren't in a relationship, but he was doing his thing, and I would find out about it, and it would crush me. And I was like, you know what, I love this person, like, why can't we make it work? And then things wouldn't work out, and then we would come back, and it was just like, why can't we make this work? They're like, what's wrong with me? Why doesn't this guy want to be with me? And I'll say that none of your business came into my life for a lot of reasons, and I never felt like that. Like, I felt so confident, and I felt so cared for. And just like, I don't know, I learned a lot. And even just like a romantic aspect of, like, we would like dance together randomly. Like, I thought that was like so sweet. It was so cute. It was so sweet. I'm like, wait, I haven't.
Wants to just
I was like, literally, like, actually, and I was like, wait, this is so cute. Or like, hey, I'm coming to see you, and I'm like, what? And like, it was just fun. It was like a good time. Yeah. So, fast forward to, this is actually October. He moved, and I don't know, I just had I just had this gut feeling, and it was nothing bad, and we had a conversation, and it was honest, and I was just like, I thought back to me at 23, and I was not ready. I was not ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
And also, too, it was going to get hard, and the age difference is, I'm 28. I think it's a lot different if he was older than me.
There's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. He still has a couple years left, and it was just a lot, and I just think that we both just, like, we had a good time, and I think that we both knew that it needed to come to an end at some point, so it was, like, better to do it, and we had an honest conversation. There was nothing, like, and he even made sure to be like, I hope you know this isn't you. Like, this isn't on you. And I was like, dude, like, I get it. Like, I respect you. Like, I know if I called him and, like, we're cool. Like, we're totally cool. Oh, actually, I don't know. Maria.
Oh my
So.
gosh. That has nothing to do with him. But
No, that has nothing. Okay. So, that's where we left off. So, I am single. I am now going to take this time to, honestly, just
going to take
date.
This time.
I'm just going to date. Like, I'm going to have fun.
I am officially putting out a statement that
at this time,
I'm going to take.
Put in your
the
applications. No.
Now accepting dog dads.
I'm dead. I don't have a dog, but yeah, no, I learned a lot about myself. It was a good time. I had a great summer. So that is my update. And that is the story of how I even met None of Your Business and how it all came to play. It was really a no expectation thing and turned into something that I didn't think it was going to be.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. And now I'm back out there. And now I'm just going to, I really do, I'm in a place right now where I'm just like taking my time. Like, I know what I want, and I like, so went off on a tangent a little bit. I had to update you guys, and I just wanted my first like actual episode to just be update on where I am. And definitely the next time I get Slando back on, we were going to talk about a lot of fun things, and she's going to give you guys a lot of advice on nutrition because this is what my girl does. But I'll say I value our friendship, and you've been there with me through a lot, as I've been there with you through a lot, and I appreciate that you've always allowed me to live my life without feeling like you're gonna judge me, and that is so important. And like for me, I don't know if anybody has those friends that you just feel judged. I just feel like you need friends in your circle that they don't judge you, they don't want to compete with you, they just genuinely want to see you succeed, and that is always us.
Yeah. My face might look like it's judging, but I'm not judging.
If you guys watch this video podcast part on YouTube, I'm
sure that I have resting bitch face.
We do have resting bitch, yeah, yeah. But we're definitely
it's
gonna.
It's my listening face.
Yeah, it is.
So.
Even though she's heard the stories like 800 times, but I'm yawning out here because we're tired from last night. We're tired. We're sore. I rode a bull. She rode a bull. We're getting old for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My legs hurt.
But wrap it up.
We'll
talk more.
Yeah, we have a lot. We have 15
years.
Look at that. What was that game that we played last night?
Oh, I don't know what it's
Our
called.
Our telepathy was off last night.
Courtney is not good at games.
I'm great at guessing things.
But not good at giving clues for guessing things.
No.
And it's okay, we still tied.
Yeah.
But we need to work on your clue giving.
Yeah, we do. And I also just want to share with you guys how not serious I am all the time and who I really am as a person. And I just want to share, if you really got to the end of this podcast, I want to let you guys know this entire time me holding this microphone has been fake and it's not actually plugged to something because
she's just loud enough that
I'm loud enough that I'm going off of Steph's mic. And she talks softer, so I figured she should have that. And yeah, I don't have an extra outlet, so it just worked out this way. Yeah. You know. And tomorrow I'm gonna film a little podcast with by myself.
All right.
But thanks for tuning in, guys. It's my first actual episode, and I hope you made it through the full story because
there's a lot in there.
It was a lot, juicy. Get to catch up on my life and where I am.
Lots more to come.
Lots more to come, and I will be sharing you guys my dating and being out there, because let's go. Maybe I'm gonna get a Hinge. Ooh, No. I don't even need this microphone anymore because we clearly know I'm not even using it.
Put it down.
I can just put this down
Just
at this
start
point.
yelling. Yeah. All right.
Wow.
So clearly a lot more to come, but we'll wrap it up.
This is just a fake. Okay, guys. Bye.